Hello, all. Dr. Jared here. Wanted to share what I think is kind of an interesting concept that really goes way beyond the three topics that we're going to talk about today. But I had a couple of interesting conversations that I wanted to share with you. One was at my dentist appointment that I had yesterday, and one was this morning with a client who owns and runs a pool company where they sell and maintain pools. And so, when you think about going to the dentist with the current climate, dental clinics were closed for a period of time. And then, when you make an appointment, they additionally would ask if you were ever exposed or if you come in contact with someone. And so, being an essential healthcare worker, there were times where I had to answer yes. So they moved my appointment out. I was supposed to be in March, and I just went yesterday. So it was about 14 or 15 months since the last time I had been to the dentist. Now, my teeth felt fine. I had no soreness. I had no bleeding. I brush, I floss some. I do some basic maintenance, but I had not been to the dentist to have that deep and thorough cleaning. And what they found was that there were a couple of spots that were worse than they had been over the last 15 years that I've been going to that dental clinic. And so, when I think about why, I had joked because my hygienist, her and her husband and her three kiddos, they all drive over here every other week. And we had joked at their last appointment, like I said, hey, my teeth feel great. Are you sure I shouldn't move my appointment out? And everybody knows that whether they do it or not, they should seek a dental professional to maintain if they want to keep their teeth for their whole life, if they want to avoid cavities. You need to be assessed to catch things early. Nobody questions that. In fact, most of you watching probably do that, but yet there's many other areas where you may or may not. Another example of this, I was talking to my client who owns the pool company. I gave him a chiropractic versus dentistry analogy, and he said, it's the same in our business. He's like, people look at their pool and their water's perfectly clean and it's clear and it's crystal. And so sometimes they ignore the fact that they need to change the filter. Sometimes they ignore the fact that they need to add certain things to keep the pH of the water at a certain temperature, because even if it's at that perfect pH right now, if you're not proactively taking care of it, everybody knows how the water is going to get cloudy or the filter is going to get damaged, or in some way it's not only going to cost you money, but it's going to cost you quality. And even in the pool industry, if you neglected it over a long enough period of time, it certainly could make you sick, by getting in dirty, cloudy, possibly having bacteria or whatever it might be. So think about that. We know even when things are perfect, you want to invest in your pool to make sure that it continues to go that way. Now we move on to chiropractic. Even if you feel great, you should be seeking out medical professionals to assess your spine. The reality is that in the Western lifestyle, whether you sit at a desk all day, work a physical job, love to play sports, have ever been in a car accident, slipped and fallen on the ice or out of a tree or whatever, these traumas or these repetitive use things over time cause your body to adapt in a negative way. And by the time you feel it, so often it's been there 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and it may never be able to fully be fixed. But if you invest in yourself when you don't hurt, if you invest in your children and before they have a problem, so often you can prevent these things from happening. The tough part is pain's a pretty good motivator, where this is very philosophical, yet many people do that with their car. They go get a tune-up or they change their oil, even if there's not a problem. They do it with their pool. They do it with their dental health, but yet how many people neglect their spine, which leads to all sorts of negative health consequences? If you really proactively invested, it could be so much better. So if you are already investing yourself, I want to applaud you in any of those arenas, but especially in the chiropractic arena. If you're not, and this makes sense to you, I would strongly encourage you to schedule a time to be assessed and get some level of a maintenance schedule put together so that you continue to have the life and the health that you want. Have a very blessed day.